Right now we're going to talk about halftone. Halftone filters usually do not work on solid colors. Like if I was to make a solid color right now in this halftone layer, make a new layer. So if I was to just go to edit and fill, I could fill it with a ton of different things. I'm going to fill it with a color and choose that color to be, let's just go for green. Alright, if I was to apply the halftone onto this right now, there's a color halftone and then there's the black and white halftone. Filter, pixelate, color halftone. It is set to the max radius of 8. I usually go for a little bit larger, 16, double that size, and you can see what it just did. It does a photographic effect, almost like pointillism, where it takes those halftone color or these colors and breaks them up into their component parts. Now that's actually adding or doing a final filter on there. There's also a smart filter. To enable re-editable smart filters, the selected layer will be converted into a smart object. Okay. What that does is it allows me to do that filter onto there and then adjust it. Say it's set at 16. I can now say, oh, color halftone, I don't want it at 16, I want it at 5. And it will adjust it from there. Alright, it's hard to do on a solid color. That's why I'm going to show you it on another one. New layer. Turn this one off. And I'm going to use a gradient. This is a black to white gradient. And inside of there, I will use my filter, pixelate color halftone. Let's convert for smart filters. Now it's got a smart filter on there. Pixelate color halftone. Let's go with 16 like we said before. And there's a kind of a fun, that's black and white turned into a color halftone. It's got a really fun effect on there. It really does a good job of breaking up especially large areas of open space. Okay? If I don't like that, if those dots are too big, double click on there and we can adjust them. Maybe we'll go for 8. You can increase and decrease the channel size. I just let it kind of do its thing. And they're a lot smaller, okay? So that's using smart filters. You can do it without smart filters. Then the last way that I'm going to show you is by creating just a halftone using the filter gallery. And that will just be a black and white filter. So I'm going to use, again, this, but I'm going to try to use a different gradient. Perhaps I'll use this gradient. It's kind of a metallic looking gradient in there. It's got a lot of different undulations in there, but when I go into filter gallery, where they also have a I'm not going to use these other things. Control minus. I'm going to use sketch and halftone pattern on there. What halftone pattern is on the sketch, or within sketches, it goes off of your foreground and background color usually. So you can set that to go off of your foreground and background color. You can increase and decrease the contrast within there so it's a little bit more gray tone or lighter tone. If you increase the contrast up to all the way, up to 50, then it should be just kind of black and white. But this way, if I do it just black and white, and I've done this before, I say OK, I can then select that halftone, select similar. So now I've got all that black, and then it won't have that white in between there, and I can put it on top of anything else. So say I wanted another layer below there that was that same thing, and there you go. You have that. You can set it to multiply too, but there's a lot of different things you can do with halftoning to at least add some interest and some nostalgia to your comic.